Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It, here with a quick movie review for you for a little film called Quicksand. This film follows a married couple, almost divorcing, who become trapped in quicksand while hiking through a rainforest in Colombia. They will battle the elements of the jungle and must work together in order to survive. Alright, so let's get right on into this. Let's start with the pros and the cons, starting with the pros. First off, I gotta give the actor who's playing the husband in this film a bit of credit. He gave a pretty convincing performance of a desperate and broken man who feels as if he's been trapped in figurative quicksand since he and his wife separated. And considering that this is a survival horror film, I gotta get into some of the horror. I actually thought that there was some genuinely icky moments involving blood poisoning that definitely made me squirm a couple times. And in a world where comic book movies are filmed on green screens, it's really nice to see this film actually be filmed on location in what looked to be like a real rainforest in Colombia. And I imagine it was not very comfortable to do that shoot, but I really appreciate them making the effort because I do think that it pays off in the film. And I also vaguely remember the musical score being actually pretty effective at certain times. Alright, is it obvious? Like seriously, is it obvious? I mean, yeah, I'm reaching, okay? I'm trying to dig up some pros here because, look, I struggled through this thing, man. I was not a big fan of this film. Let's get into the cons. First and foremost, the film starts off with a very thin and weak setup. I mean, honestly, 20 minutes into the film and I couldn't care less about these characters. In fact, I actually found them pretty damn unlikable. But I was really hoping that this would change, like this is all part of the director's plan, and that inevitably I would be rooting for these guys by the end of the film. And unfortunately, that was just not the case whatsoever. I had no reason or genuine urge to want them to come out of this thing alive. And this was frustrating. I mean, they didn't even show us their children. That's easy heartstrings for an audience, man. Just pull on them. And piggybacking off of the lack of setup, it really just felt like this film was just a series of disconnected, unfortunate events with no rhyme or reason to it. It really felt like, let's make a deal. Like, what's behind door number 1? It's quicksand. Oh, what's behind door number 2? Oh, it's fire ants. No joke, it really did feel like that. Like there wasn't a purpose-driven narrative here. But this is probably the biggest problem that I had with the film, and that is that the characters are stuck in quicksand just talking for most of the second and third acts. But the script just cannot support this setup. And we know it's possible with a profound script and director. I mean, just look at 127 Hours. Danny Boyle co-wrote and directed a film about a guy stuck in a rock and a hard place, literally, and it's just a one-man show the whole film, but it's captivating the way that they do it. And although a genuine attempt to put this couple through an arc is attempted later in the film, it's just too little too late at that point to have any legitimate impact. And a point of empathy for the filmmakers, yes, it's challenging to make quicksand seem dangerous by the nature of it. I mean, it's a soupy mud pit. You can't see anything down there nor hear anything, so it's really hard to capture this as a threat. But just because it's challenging doesn't mean it's not possible. Something creative could have been done to further immerse us into this threat. And unfortunately, seeing the actors grunt and squirm is the extent of this, and it's only so effective. And I hate saying it because I'm a huge supporter of low-budget films, but this film's low budget stands out big time at points. I mean, there's a point in time where I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, that fake snake is a fake snake. That's a fake snake. And it just takes me out of the movie completely. And lastly, the ending is entirely unearned and had serious Deus Ex Machina syndrome. Again, I point to 127 Hours. That protagonist definitely earned what he got by the end of that film. This isn't the case in Quicksand. And as you can imagine, with all that being said, I just can't recommend this film to you guys. And I hate to say that because I want to support every independent film that I can, but I also want to steer you guys guys in the right direction, and as a result, I just gotta be honest, I cannot recommend this movie to you guys. But I've seen this filmmaker's work, at least like I've seen some of the trailers to other films he's done. He's gonna be okay. He's a good filmmaker. This one was just a bad day at the office. And I'm gonna give Quicksand a 4.6 out of 10. But those are just my thoughts. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you heard of this film? Have you seen it? Do you agree with me? Or are you like, dude, Chad, you're crazy. That film was awesome. Let me know down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.